In this video, we're going to look at using a standalone encoder to live stream to multiple destinations on the web. Hello, I'm Stephen Ballast. Welcome to my channel where I explore worship technology solutions. Here in my channel, I've talked a lot about live streaming through OBS using a computer, but I haven't talked much about another way to live stream, and that is using a standalone encoder. To understand the difference, let's take a quick look at the components of any live streaming system. First, any live streaming video system is going to have some sort of video source. That could be a single camera or the output of a video switcher using multiple cameras and graphics. Then we have an encoder. The encoder takes the video and audio and compresses it to be streamed over the internet. Obviously, you need an internet connection. And finally, we have the destinations that we are streaming to. In a nutshell, any live streaming system will be made up of these components in some form or another. It's really common to have the encoder piece being a computer, with a video interface device bringing the video and audio in, and then running software like OBS, vMix, or Wirecast to do the encoding. I have a lot of videos that focus on this method because it's a quick and economical way to begin live streaming. Most people have access to a computer of some sort already that they can use, and video interface devices are pretty reasonably priced. But there can also be drawbacks to this approach. The software is complex, there are a lot of settings that need to be configured. You're also dependent on a computer that needs to have decent specs to perform well. It has to be updated and drivers updated and virus protection, so for some people, it may not be the best solution for live streaming. A standalone encoder is a device that has a video input and a network output for streaming, and it's dedicated to the sole purpose of live streaming video. There are a lot of options out there, and they come in all kinds of different configurations, some with buttons or no buttons at all, and you have to control and configure it through a web interface. In this video, I'm going to show you how to live stream with this YoloBox, which I think is a good option for a standalone encoder, because not only is it really simple to use and get your stream up and working quickly without a lot of fuss and configuration, which is unlike some other standalone encoders, which pretty much make you do the same work you would have done on a computer just through a web interface. The YoloBox, with its touch screen operation, is really easy to work with, and it does a lot of things for you. So let me show you how this works, and I think you'll see what I mean. First, I'm going to plug in a network cable for my internet access and a camera to the HDMI input. The first time you power up, you need to register an account with an email address. They will email you a verification code that you enter into the box, and then you create a password, and from then on you'll be using that account on the box unless you tell it to log out. This is what we'll see when we first power up. To begin a live stream, we tap the red plus button down here and give the live stream a name. This name will be the title that people will see for your live stream on social media. That creates this thumbnail here for the stream. Tap that to go into the streaming interface, and here's where the magic really starts to happen. You should see your camera source already coming in, and if you haven't set up any streaming destinations previously, under platforms here on the right, you'll have a list of destinations with a link button next to it. So let's link YouTube first. Tap the link button, and it's going to take you to a Chrome browser. Tap Accept and Continue. All you need to do is log in with your email address and password that you used for your YouTube account. If you have more than one YouTube account associated with that email, select the YouTube account you want to stream to, and it should give you a little green success checkmark. Tap the X at the top left, and you should see your YouTube account listed. Go back, and now in our streaming interface, we'll see a slider switch next to our YouTube account. And so if I wanted to stream to YouTube now, I'll tap that to enable it, and it asks me if I want the stream to be private, unlisted, or public. Usually you'll go ahead and select public, and then done, and now we're ready to stream to YouTube. So that quickly from power up to configuration, I'm ready to start streaming. But before I start to stream, let's configure some of the other destinations first to see how that works. For Facebook, tap the link button and log in to your Facebook account. Now you'll need to give YoloLive permission to post on your account, and then again we get the green success button. Now back in the streaming interface, when we enable Facebook, we need to select a few things to get the stream to show up where we want it. If you just want it to go to your personal account's timeline, leave this set to timeline. But I would imagine most people are wanting it to go to their church's page. So you'll need to be an administrator account for that page, and you'll be able to see the pages you manage listed here. Select the page you want to stream to, and tap Done. Now we're ready to stream to Facebook and YouTube right from this device, but let's take it one step further. Let's configure a custom RTMP destination. A good example of that would be, for instance, Vimeo, where to stream to them you need to use a URL and stream key for your destination. The way the YoloBox handles this is a little different from the other platforms, in that when you press the link button, it now gives you a button that will send an email to the email address you used to register your YoloBox account. When you tap this red button, it may not appear that it's sent, but just wait a second and you'll see a confirmation message. Now I'll go to my email, and in my email, I'll click this link, and that takes me to a website where I can enter in my server and stream key. So from Vimeo, I'm going to copy the server URL and copy that in, and then add a slash after the URL. Get the stream key and copy that in right after the slash. Click Submit and you should get a success message. Now back on the YoloBox, when I go back, I'll see a slide switch next to Custom that I can enable. So now this box is ready to start streaming to all 3 destinations at once. I'll start streaming by tapping the red circle button on the video. So now let's head over to YouTube and look for our stream. And on Facebook, there's our stream. And in Vimeo, our stream is shown up. Already, I think you can see how simple this standalone encoder is to plug in your camera and start streaming. But it can do a lot more, so let's look at a few of what I think are some of its cool additional features. First, and this is a huge one, it has the ability to connect a second HDMI input. So let's take a second camera and connect it up. And there we see the second camera show up. And just by tapping on the image, we can switch between what camera is live on our stream. For churches, this is huge. You can now have a wide shot and a close-up shot and switch between them. No switcher or computer hardware needed, just all in this one box. And if you really want a third camera, you can even plug in a USB webcam into the USB port, and that will show up as a third camera. I think the YoloBox is perfect for the one-man show where you have one person who has to run cameras and control the stream. It has a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom, so you can mount this right on top of your camera or to your tripod and have a really compact yet powerful setup. Another cool feature is if I put an SD card into the YoloBox, it gives me 2 extra functions. One, I can now record my video to the SD card while I'm streaming, so I can have a local recording of my video for later editing. To do that, just tap the camera icon at the top right of the screen and it will tell you how long of a recording you can make on the SD card, and then tap Start Recording. The second thing you can do from an SD card is play back video from it. I have some video clips already on the SD card. Just tap Add Video Source, select SD card, and then select your video clip. And that now shows up as a video source, and when you tap it, it begins to play out over your stream. And you'll notice on your recording as well, you can both record to and play back from the SD card at the same time. This would work great for a pre-show welcome video or post-roll video that you want to play before or after your live stream. There are a lot of other features that you'll have fun discovering with this device. You can create some simple overlays or even load in PNG files from the SD card and use those to overlay titles over your video. There's a basic sound mixer letting you choose where you want to get your audio from. So if, for instance, you have audio from a mixer coming into one of your cameras, you can select that camera as your audio source, even when you switch to the other cameras for video. I've had the YoloBox for about a year now, and YoloLive keeps updating the firmware and making it better. I've actually been talking with them about some features I'd like to see them implement, So hopefully we'll see some of those in the future, and I may update you on that if those come out. If you are looking for a very volunteer-friendly, easy, and quick way to live stream, be sure and check out the YoloBox. I've got a link to it down in the description of this video, as well as to a few other accessories that might be helpful for you to use, like this arm you can use to mount it to a tripod. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you'd give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I know a lot of churches are wading in deep to live streaming right now, and so I'm hoping to make some videos over the next few months that I think will help you improve the quality of what you're doing, and challenge you to take your live stream to the next level. Until next time, bye.